Hi guys, welcome to another episode of our project analysis, and today the project that we're going to be talking about is Hudson Place. So where is Hudson Place located? It's actually at One North area where there are a lot of offices, and I think this is where the tech companies are situated, located in Singapore. So for today's video, we are going to be covering the project information as usual. So for Hudson Place, what is the issue with Hudson Place?
A lot of people say quite ulu, like no MRT.
Quite ulu and then
Yeah.
no MRT, right? So for this video, we are going to be touching on this, which is without an MRT, will it actually affect your profits or not? Recently, the developer for Hudson Place actually bidded for another land in the same district, but at a much higher land price. So a lot of people are saying that because this future plot of land is bidded at a higher land bid price, there is a high chance that the developer will launch high. If they launch high, what does it mean?
The price is protected.
So a lot of people will be saying this because the future plot is higher. The Hudson Place is a very, very good buy because it's very well protected in terms of the price. So we're going to be touching on that as well. The next thing is the usual, we're going to identify the right unit to buy. Following that, we will be doing the layout analysis, and also another project called Bloomsbury is actually located just opposite Hudson Place. For this project, there's actually quite a number of 4-bedroom units remaining. So is it safe to buy in Hudson's 4-bedroom if there are a number of balanced units at Bloomsbury? We're going to be touching on this today, and let us get right into it.
So the preview day already started since when they are filming day. Yeah, it's from 1st May to 12th May. And the booking day will be on 16th May onwards.
Yeah. So next, if you have any questions,
Please contact
us
us.
and also help us like our video, share, and also subscribe to our channel. Project information.
For project information, our developer is our well-known Qingjian. This entire unit, we have 2 blocks. One block is 23, another block is 50 story. We are located at Media Circle, and the lease will be 99 years and expected TOP roughly about 2029. And then the total number of units we have here is 327, and our parking lot is only 134 car park lots.
For the last 2-3 projects that we have done, the car park lots are getting lesser and less. So if you're buying a project and then you get like 80% car park lots, I think for future projects, I think you really need to treasure it. Because a lot of the future projects, whether they are near MRT or not, they are starting to give lesser car park lots.
But actually, do you know why they do this for this area?
Actually, for this area, it's mainly offices. So a lot of the units, the small units, are likely going to be rented out. And these tenants are likely going to be working in this area. Yeah, they might be expats, they might be foreigners. So the likelihood of them driving is actually much lower. And that's why I think the developer also built lesser car park lots for this development.
This is our unique mix. So we have 2 bedroom up all the way to 4-bedroom plus penthouse. Yeah, I think this is one of the projects that doesn't have 1 bedroom. And in this area, it's so much of the rental kind of place. Nowadays, I think developer, they want to start from 2-bedroom onwards. Maybe because they want more old people coming in.
And for Bloomsbury, the project that is opposite, they also don't have 1 bedroom. And if you have seen recently, Tengah, the 1 bedroom only got 6 units. Maybe towards the end, then they managed to sell. The demand for 1 bedroom nowadays is really getting lesser. And I think developer also know that's why they are building it. For this project, don't even have.
So basically, you can see 2 bedrooms have a total of about 50%. And our 3-bedroom will be 21.71%. And our 4-bedroom takes up about 20%, which is quite high.
And then we have our penthouse, which is 1.53%.
Yes.
So 5 units of the penthouses. And some of the units actually comes with private lift. So it's 2 penthouses and the 4-bedroom. The 4-bedroom layout is actually quite good.
We went to see it and it's really quite nice.
So let's go. Price list. At this point when we are filming this video, developer has already released the price. For 2-bedroom, it's going to be starting from 1.4xx million, 2002 PSF.
Yep.
For 3-bedroom would be 2.xx million, 2003 PSF. For the 4-bedroom, right? What do you notice about the PSF?
Actually, recently I feel all the developers are trying to load all the higher PSF into the bigger units. So like now you can see the 4-bedroom is 2004, which is higher than the rest.
Later we will also touch more on this. Just remember this number over here, 2004 PSF. Next.
So for the developer itself, for Hudson Place, we have Qingjian.
So for Qingjian, Bloomsbury is also developed by them. Then now Hudson Place, which is opposite, right? Then the next one will be the double plot. It's actually quite a big news recently because the land bid price is actually very high. as compared to other land. So later we also touch on this. So what we are seeing here is that this developer, what are they trying to do?
Looks like they are trying to get the units around that area, right? It's like what we saw in what happened to Guaco.
So for Lentor, a lot of the projects are actually developed by Goco or Hong Leong, but they're actually more or less the same company. So I think what Qingjian is trying to do is they want to also have a very big market share in this area. And this means that whenever they launch a project, they have more control. Because the other projects before are also by them. So they can actually have this price control and control over the pricing as well. Next, we have our location. In case you don't know where is it, it's actually located at the One North area. This is the actual site. So you know where Mediacorp is?
I don't know.
You don't know?
But actually after I went there, like, oh okay, that's the place.
Yeah, shop is over here. And actually when I went for viewing at Holland, I realized that Hudson Place is actually quite near to Holland area. It's just like one road, about 5 to 8 minutes to reach Holland area already. So if you're driving, it's actually very convenient to town area. But this is my own experience. And it's near to Queensway and also the Science Park. If you see it from this location map, you will see over here, there are actually a lot of offices and the big names one, which means that there will be workforce here. But workforce doesn't mean that there will be definitely good rental yield or high rentability. But for this case, based on past performances of the nearby projects, we actually see that the rental here is actually quite good and also quite easy to rent out. Even Normanton Park, which is not near MRT but opposite Science Park. So that area, the one bedroom can go up to 3,000 plus, 4,000.
Actually the rental is quite good.
Quite fast to rent out also for the smaller units. I had a one bedroom unit over there. Every time I try to list it, within 1 month I rent it out. Actually don't even have any vacancy period. So the tenant pool is really there. This is based on our own experience. Because a lot of things that we see on paper might not be true when the project itself TOP. But for us, actually, we also deal a lot with resale and rental. So our own experiences actually confirm this, that the rental there is actually really quite strong. So in terms of the connectivity, we have the AYE, we have the CTE, which is just 2 minutes and 6 minutes drive away. We have the One North MRT, which is 4 minutes cycle. Over here they put, they never say walk, they tell you 4 minutes cycle. Or developer very smart with their
I
choice
think they
of
got
words.
quite a bit of cycle lots there. Cycle lots we have 57.
If you are going to buy this project for one stay, you better prepare yourself to buy a bike. So in terms of school, we have the Tanning Trust School, which is international school. We have the Fairfield Methodist School, it's a primary school. And then we have the ACS Independent and also NUS, which is also nearby, which also will have students, which also means that some students might rent here as well to study. Not the local ones. The local ones usually will stay hostel. Who will rent from you if it's student is likely going to be Chinese students. Their parents don't want them to stay hostel. So they will likely going to rent around the school area. And this project is actually with commercial. The first level will actually have shops, which the developer will not be selling. They will be renting out and be managing it. So next, so before I go into this slide, I want to ask you, when you go to a project with no MRT, what is the thing that usually people will tell you?
Never know about shuttle bus.
Which is true. I always say that. But can I also ask you, honestly, if you can choose between shuttle bus and MRT, which one will you choose?
Of course, the MRT, I don't have to waste time to take a shuttle bus out again, right?
Correct. So for me, I would prefer to have an MRT. Even with shuttle bus, there is also fixed timing. There are also some timing whereby the shuttle bus also stops. So shuttle bus, they usually don't operate until as late as MRT. And they have different intervals, and sometimes a public holiday, they don't operate all this also. So when someone tells you got shuttle bus, yes, it might be useful to a certain extent. But in terms of how the performance of the project does, right, it actually has no effect on it at all. Let's say this project got MRT, or let's say this project got unique selling point that is appealing to me. That is why we want to touch on this, which is whether without MRT will actually affect your profits. Into this, we mentioned that there's no MRT.
And does it affect the profit or not?
Yeah. So let us compare an example of the Bukit Merah area, which is Tanglin Regency and Principal Garden. So Tanglin Regency TOP in 1998 and Principal Garden TOP in 2019. Why we use these two projects to keep the comparison as fair as possible? Because the project that we're going to use to compare with Hudson, The difference in the TOP year is also about 20 years. Anyway, looking at this map, you can see that Principal Garden is here and Tanglin Regency is actually here. So Tanglin Regency is actually closer to the MRT.
Yeah.
Principal Garden, if you want to walk to MRT, can, but it's going to be a long walk.
Maybe.
About 15 to 20 minutes. So the distance to MRT is actually quite far. So let us look at the profits of Tanglin Regency and Principal Garden. If we take the same period of time from 2015, right, you can see that in 2015, Principal Garden, the PSF average is about 1,600. So Tanglin Regency is about 1,200. So it's about $400 gap. Then we fast forward to today. Principal Garden in 2026, their average PSF is 2,600. And for Tanglin Regency is 1,007. So you can see that the gap last time was $400. Right now it's how much? About 900.
Quite a lot.
And if you look at the percentage difference, for Principal Garden it's actually 63%. And for Tanglin Regency it's 37% only. Which means that in the same period of time, even though Tanglin Regency is closer to MRT, Principal Garden actually profited more, even though the distance to MRT is quite far. So does not having MRT actually affect you?
Looks like not, yeah.
Looks like not. And we've also seen a lot of resale properties where they're not located near MRT, but they also profit a lot. So MRT will actually not determine your profits. So next, let us talk about the rental. Because just now we talked about the performance of the profits, right? Let us see the rental, whether there's any effect. And we use back the same projects, which is Tanglin Regency and Principal Garden. So for 2-bedroom, right, the rental rates, you can see over here, Tanglin Regency is 4,000. Principal Garden is 4,700 for 2-bedroom. And then for 3-bedroom, 5,500 for Tanglin Regency, and then Principal Garden 7,001. The gap for here is $700. The gap for here is 1,600.
Actually a lot, 1,600.
For 3-bedroom, it's actually a lot.
A lot. Yeah. And somehow this one is the one that is not without the MRT station.
This one is the one without the station. So whether you need an MRT or not, even for rent, actually, if the project is good, it has its own unique selling point, rental will not be affected also.
And I think it's because it's quite new also lah.
Yeah.
Need to compare with Tanglin Regency.
Yes, correct. So, of course, the age also plays a huge part. Next, we look at how the rental affects the growth for the past 10 years. For Tanglin Regency 2015, the lowest is 1,164. Principal Garden, the lowest is 1,485. There's a gap of 27.5%. Right now, if we look at the current PSF highest, we can see that for Tanglin Regency, the growth is 50, whereas for Principal Garden, the growth is 81%. And the gap right now is actually much bigger than last time, which means that during this same period of time, buyers and tenants can choose between a project that is older but closer to MRT versus a project that is newer and not as close to MRT. They choose the one that is without the MRT. And now we link back to the One North area. So because today the video is about Hudson, so for Hudson we will use One North residences to compare, which is also about 21 years apart in terms of TOP age. We look at the launch price of Hudson and One North residences. The price gap is also about 25-26%. Which means that based on the data that we've gathered, if today you are considering buying a unit at Hudson versus One North residences, which is older, the next 5-6 years or even the 10 years, there's a chance that Hudson Place might be even more profitable than One North residences. And also, older developments were wasted space, all these things, and aircon latch, harmonization, all this. Which means buyers nowadays still prefer newer properties compared to older ones. And then you rent out the newer one, high chance will perform better because tenants also prefer new things, right? They don't mind paying a bit more for newer things.
Yeah, actually I saw tenants that are also like that, because what they feel is like if the older houses they don't feel that it feels like a home, you get what I mean? Yeah, but then when you go for a newer project, right, then it looks like everything is new. So they also then they like it more lah. They really like it to have a new house lah, you know what I mean?
Yeah lor.
Yeah, people willing to pay more lah.
So today Hudson is launching at this pricing, which is even lower than the difference between Tanglin Regency and Principal Garden 10 years ago. Then it's still actually quite okay if we compare. Because for the One North area, there are other projects that are relatively newer, but their prices are actually even higher than Hudson also. So we feel that the prices for Hudson is actually quite decent. But of course, it depends on the unit that you're buying
Yeah.
also. Because it can range from the lower PSF to the high PSF. Doesn't mean you buy into Hudson because the average PSF is attractive, means that your unit will definitely earn money. You have to see the specific unit that you choose in the end also.
Must select the right unit. So that's why you need to class.
Okay, next.
So next, Hudson can buy because the same development bid very high for another land nearby. So we actually mentioned about they actually bid the Dover land, at a higher price lah, right?
So where is the land that they actually bid? It's actually over here at this pin, Dover Place GLS, which was bidded at 1,556 PSF.
It's very high.
That's even higher than Zion Grand.
Oh yeah.
Wow, never mind. At least like that, my price protected.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah. Anyway, so for Dover Place, right, a lot of people are saying that because they bid so high, right, then they will be launching at 3,000 plus. And we want to find out whether this is true or not. And if this is true, what is going to be the impact on Bloomsbury and also Hudson Place? Bloomsbury was bidded at 1,191 PSF, and then Hudson Place was bidded at 1,036 PSF, which is also why Hudson is able to launch around this pricing, which is very close to Bloomsbury launch price because their land price is actually lower. So let us discuss the impact first. Over here you can see it's bidded by Qingjian, okay? 1,556. And they are really very aggressive in the bidding for this area. So the thing that we want to discuss is whether they will launch high or low, correct?
I think they will launch high lah.
You think they will launch high? So let us show you an example of a similar scenario. We rewind time back to when Jadescape and Affinity at Serangoon actually launched. Jadescape, the land price was bidded at $791. Affinity at Serangoon is bidded at $835. Yeah. So for the launch price of Jadescape, they actually launched even higher than Affinity at Serangoon by close to $130 PSF.
That's a lot also. Why? How come the price is lower than Jadescape?
So the reason is very simple. Affinity, that side got a lot of condos. Got Florence, Gardens, got Riverfront.
Yeah, a lot. And these are all quite big projects also.
So this side got a lot of competitor.
Yeah, true that. That's why they cannot launch higher.
And then Jadescape, that side, that at that point in time got any other condos?
No, they are the king.
They are the king, right? So what price the developer actually launched is not dictated by whether the price is high or not. There is a price that they definitely have to launch at to break even. But above the break-even price, how much profit they make is based on their situation and their circumstances. So doesn't mean that if today the land price is high, they will launch high. Because I want to ask you one question. They are bidding a lot of land in this area, right? So can I say that they are very ambitious?
Yeah.
And when they are very ambitious, what does that mean? It means that they want to bid for more land. They won't stop at Dover.
Yeah.
So if a developer wants to bid for more land, what do they need first?
Money.
Even if it's a very, very big developer, they also will be careful because they need to be very sure that their cash flow can allow them to keep bidding for more land.
Right.
So if today you are the developer and you want to have more market share in this area and you already got 3 land already. So for this 3 land, first thing is you have the control over the pricing. So they are very ambitious and then they have already bidded for 3 land, which means that they have a huge market share and then they also have a huge control on the pricing, right? And when there is control on the pricing, what will it affect? The inventory, right?
Yeah.
Because how much they launch will actually directly impact the inventory. And the inventory will also directly impact how much they launch. So just now I mentioned about different developer circumstances. Today I ask you, if Hudson Place do very well, so they sell a lot of their units, clear almost 90%. So they maybe end around 2006, 2007 or even 2008 PSF. So which means to say not much units left. Then today they launched Dover side. Do you think they will sell high or sell low?
Sell high.
They will sell high, right?
Yeah.
Because you know why? Because if they sell high, they don't need to worry that Hudson still got units.
Yeah.
Potentially they can launch low because ambitious. They want to sell, they want to clear Dover side fast, they can bid for more land. So if today Hudson do very well and then they clear most of the units, or maybe 80-90% so, do you think the Dover side developer will launch it high or low?
I think they will launch it lower because they can actually clear the inventory and then to buy more land.
There is a chance that it's going to happen. We don't know for sure because they can launch high also if they want to profit. But if they launch higher, we have to see the market conditions at that point of time, whether they are able to clear the balance unit. But what we are seeing from them is that they really want to clear the stock fast and get more funds so they can bid for more land and get a bigger market share. By the time they launch Dover, they still got quite a number of units at Hudson. Do you think developer will launch high or launch low?
They will not launch low.
Because why? If they launch too low, what will happen is they will jam their own units at Hudson, because Dover is obviously a superior location. If the price is too close to Hudson, they will definitely take the demand away from Hudson.
Agree?
But if Hudson do well, then that gives them more confidence to go higher, to launch higher if they want to profit from just Dover alone. So it depends on whether they are going to bid for more land or not. Their appetite for more land will actually determine whether the Dover site will be launched lower than or higher than we expect. But one thing is for sure, because of the high land bid price, they definitely will have a higher break-even price. So it's just whether how much they want to profit based on their situation. So it does not mean that because it's the same developer and the Dover site land bid price is higher means they definitely will launch higher. Because we also want to be very honest and transparent to share all this information with you and not just tell you because there's a land that is bidded by the same developer that is going to be launched higher. It really depends on the circumstances. So the key thing is not be focused on what is going to be a launch price of the future development. The key thing to focus here is the exact unit that you're going to get. Whether you have the confidence that by buying this unit, you are entering at a very safe entry price and you have a very clear exit on the type of unit, the type of facing that you want. And if you don't know, you know who to look for. If you have any questions and you don't know how to choose a unit, you can always look for us. We also know how to calculate the break-even price. If you really want, we can actually show you how to calculate the break-even price of the different projects. If not, we have it actually in one of our previous videos. I'm not going to tell you which one, so you're going to watch a few of my videos. And so let's go into the next slide. Okay, elevation chart. You all can see different blocks will have a good mixture of different unit types. Okay, next we have our site plan.
Basically, this is a full-fledged condo. You can see we have our 50 meters main pool. Then we also have our tennis court and our BBQ pizza. So and then we also have our BBQ pit. And we have some shops below. So the shops is at community, we call it Community Plaza. Earlier we went to the show flat and we saw that we actually can go downwards from block 20. Basically, if you are buying somewhere in block 18, you can just walk across block 20 and get down from there.
Block 20 is actually the higher block, then block 18 is actually the lower block. Over here, there's a playground which is out of the land, but the developer has actually committed to build the playground over here. I think it's a condition by the government when they bidded for the land. The entrance is actually over here, media circle, basement car park, full-fledged condo facilities. They have the tennis court, everything. Bloomsbury is also full-fledged condo facilities. So next, we will look at the site plan comparing to Bloomsbury residences. You can see that this is where Hudson Place is. The current show flat is over here. This is the Infinite Studios. For the blocks over here, they can actually enjoy unblocked view because this is actually Bloomsbury, and I think when they built Bloomsbury, they also factor in maybe they want to bid for the land next. So they actually left this space over here so that the units over here will get the unblocked view. The distance from block to block is 30 meters. The distance from the units over here to Infinite Studio is about 25 meters. In case you don't know, there's also shops on the first level for Bloomsbury. A lot of the sites here are actually zoned as pink color, so they actually want to have more shops so there is added convenience for the people staying here. Next, look at the view.
So basically, I think a lot of them have their own unblocked view, except those internal facing. So it depends on whether you like unblocked view or you like internal facing.
So the unblocked view will be like the ones in blue. And then for the green one, you also get the internal view, and beyond the internal view is actually the highway. You will get the internal view and also get unblocked view. The facing that is facing another unit will be those units facing this side. And for the units facing this, they say that from 7th story, you can actually clear Infinite Studios. There's actually some antennas which might also, so you might have to go higher than level 7. Do take note of this. Next, this is where Hudson is located, and this is Bloomsbury. From master plan, this is where the show flat is. It's currently zone blue and also subjected to detailed planning. Then this is where Infinite Studios is. There's another plot over here which is also zoned pink color, but currently nothing is confirmed yet. But it's also zoned as pink color, but it's an empty plot of land right now. So based on the current master plan, it should be a future development as well. We have a white side. So white side can be anything. So it could be a hotel, it could be a shopping mall, it could be, you don't know, we don't know. If it's a shopping mall, of course it's super good news lah. And usually for white side, what is under the white side?
Usually it's MRT station.
Yeah, but we don't know because it's zoned as white. So we are not sure.
So next is how do we identify which is the right unit to buy? Usually we will identify our USP and then identify our developer's pricing strategy. So how do we identify our developer's pricing strategy, Jay?
I ask you what is the USP first. So for Hudson, right, what is the USP?
Rentability.
And also high rental yield lah.
Yes.
So over here, this area, currently there is actually nothing much, but there is a transformation coming. So over here is really supported by high rental yield and high rentability. And like how we identify the right unit to buy, we also always have to know what is the USP first, so we can buy into the USP, right?
Yes.
Next, we must understand developers' pricing strategy. In our previous videos, we have already touched on the 3 kinds of pricing strategy. We have per floor jump, which means that per floor they actually load on the price. They have a lower loading on the price, then at a certain level they actually have a price jump. We have a view jump, don't need to explain, basically the facing, right? Here got unit type or not? Have, right? So over here, which unit type got the loading?
4 bedroom.
4 bedroom, so smart you.
Just now you say you want to highlight about the 4 bedroom, right?
So per floor jump and view jump, these two is we don't know cause cannot confirm. So everything we say is based on assumption. But unit type facing we already saw from the price list. So for the pricing strategy, the PSF for the 4 bedroom is actually $100 to $200 higher than the smaller bedroom types there. So which means that the loading is on the 4 bedroom.
Yes.
Then how does this impact you if you are a potential buyer of Hudson Place? We compare One North Eden. There is a newer condo with a very similar name in the same area. So we look at the units for One North Eden. We look at big units versus the small units. We can actually see that the big units are actually transacting at lower PSF than the smaller unit types. Over here, 2001 to 2000, the smaller units are actually 2400 and above.
Different from what we saw earlier.
What we saw just now?
We saw that the bigger units are higher PSF.
So for Hudson, right, the bigger units are the higher PSF one. And if you look at Bloomsbury, you can see that the same thing happened. The smaller unit types were launched at 2300 PSF. And the bigger unit types, these 4 bedroom, actually hit 2007 PSF. And another example over here is the 16th floor, 2600 PSF. You can see that the 2 bedroom level is only at 2003 yet. There's a $300 difference so confirm is Bloomsbury they load on the unit type, which till now they still have units And that is what we're going to be discussing later. We have already confirmed that developer are loading on the 4 bedroom already because the price is already out. So which means that if you are buying a unit here, where is the opportunity for you? What is a safe unit for you to buy?
Smaller unit.
That's right, because you know that the smaller unit types are already got a $100 to $200 advantage in terms of pricing compared to the 4 bedroom already. And this is the opposite of what is happening in One North area as we have seen in One North Eden. So which means that the norm is small unit more expensive than bigger units.
Actually, this is like what we did for the other videos, right? For example, Tengah recently. You saw that in Tengah, right, 98% sold, right? And the smaller units just went off after the big units went off. Because actually the PSF was so much different like what we saw in Hudson Place, right?
So why do you think for Tengah, the 4 bedroom, the PSF is higher? They still can sell so fast.
A lot of people buy for own stay.
Other than that,
not enough supply.
That's right. Because there's not enough supply. Tengah first condo. Now you want to buy a condo in Tengah also cannot buy. There's only EC. You want to buy EC also cannot buy. I have an MOK.
Wait. Tengah got 9 more units.
I got 9 more units. You want can buy us. Anyway, so why this happened is because buyers, even though they know that they are paying for higher PSF, they still go in. It's because no supply. They know that if they miss this chance, they have to wait for the next development in Tengah already, and it's not going to be integrated. So there's a sense of urgency for them to enter, which means that for Bloomsbury, the opportunity is the smaller bedroom type. And for smaller bedroom type, if you are buying for investment, which one will give you the most yield? Which is the units that are likely going to be facing upwards because you'll be selling to investor. But if you are going to be buying a 3-bedroom for own stay, so do you think as an investor or own stay buyer,
Own stay.
because the unit that you're buying for own stay, your likelihood of selling to a own stay buyer is higher. And honestly, own stay buyers' money is easier to earn than investor. Because for investor, they only care about the numbers. So if you're looking at the smaller bedroom type, just go for the cheaper unit. If you're buying something that you want to stay here, go for something that you know you can stay comfortably, you can accept the layout, you can accept the facing, because next time, high chance the buyer that buy from you is going to be own stay also. Because the unit that you will decide to buy for own stay, you are likely going to be selling them to own stay buyers. So it doesn't mean that in a project that a majority of investors are, you definitely must think like an investor. It depends on the situation as well. So with that said, the 2-bedroom and the smaller 3-bedroom, you can actually go for the lowest quantum or pricing. It doesn't matter if it's facing outwards, because there are some views that are actually facing outwards as well. So for the unblocked view, definitely there will be some loading. If inner facing is cheaper than the unblocked view outside, go for the inner facing. If the unblocked facing outwards is actually cheaper, you can go for the outwards facing, even though it's facing a road. And for the smaller unit types, you can also choose those units that are facing infinite studios. Because for Bloomsbury, the units that is currently facing Hudson Place, which is currently unblocked where the show flat is located at, in the future it is going to be a future development as well. We don't know when it is going to be, but in the future, those units facing Bloomsbury is going to be blocked as well. So you don't need to worry like Bloomsbury, those small units got unblocked view. Then for the units at Hudson, you're facing the Infinite Studios, you have blocked view. Because Bloomsbury is going to be built earlier than you as well. So that is how we actually analyze on how you can identify the right unit to buy. Of course, this is just very surface. And this is just one part of how we will analyze the units for you. Based on your queue number, if it's based on your situation, your budget, we will actually analyze and also choose the best unit for you. So let's go into layout analysis.
So next, it will be our 2-bedroom. For 2-bedroom itself, 646 square feet, we have 4 different color layouts. So from B1A all the way to B1D. The difference is only on the walkway, because if you can see, all of them looks almost the same, and all of them are dumbbell layout. Dumbbell layout, a lot of investors like dumbbell layout because they actually can rent 2 sides.
You can rent 3 sides also, ma. Yeah, you can partition over here.
Yeah, so I think investors, they like dumbbell layout lah. That's the reason why they have all the dumbbell layouts here. I mentioned earlier, the difference is on the walkway only. And as usual, kitchen and the bathroom do not have any windows. But then the kitchen is a tuck-in kitchen.
So, and for the layout is also similar. You just choose based on your situation. You're going for investment, go for the unit that is the cheapest, even if it's facing outwards. Then next,
we have our 2-bed plus study. We have 2 different kind of layout. They are at 689 square feet. If you can see, the difference on the study is one is right beside the bathroom 2 toilet, and the other one will be at the corner of the study, in the corner at the walkway. So basically for the corner at the walkway one, I think you can do it as your, I don't know, like the storage or whichever, because you have extra space there. But then of course the dining area looks even small. And then for the right one, which is with the study area in the bathroom, in the show flat, they actually cover it up to show you that you actually can have a study room just right beside the bathroom too. But I think if you open up also, it's okay, because definitely you do not want to close up the entire house also. It looks quite dark.
over here in the show flat, they actually say that you can convert this into a walk-in wardrobe. Then this one can be your star room.
So can, yeah.
If you ask us which one we prefer more, I feel that over here you can actually have a bit more flexibility. Kitchen looks quite similar, just that one is L-shaped, and then so this one gives you more flexibility, and also it will make the living room look a bit bigger as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so our choice for the 2+ study is actually this. But if you ask us whether we will choose the 2+ study or the 2-bedroom, we will rather choose the 2-bedroom.
I mentioned it's all investors, so yeah.
Mostly will be investor, and then your study room is stuck there because your rental you also cannot cover the capital that you are paying more for the extra study.
So our third choice will be our B1A and B1D. So we will choose the low floor, these 2 stacks, because basically next time when you sell to investors, rental yield is more important. Next, let's go to our 3-bedroom. So for 3-bedroom here, we have our 893 square feet. It is our stack 6. Their 3 bedroom all got the long walkway. Yeah, last time you always say you don't like the long walkway, but this time round we don't have any choice because a lot of them have long walkway.
And this is the only 3 bedroom compact layout.
Yeah, the good thing is all of them have windows. Dining area we have a 6-seater, or you want to do a cabin behind the dining area also possible.
This is actually facing the Infinite Studio.
We mentioned earlier that you have to go above level 7.
Probably higher than level 7. Anyway, this is the only layout that they have for 3 bedroom compact. So if you are buying this, then...
So it depends whether you are doing for the own stay or you are buying for rental.
If you are buying for own stay, we would say that we will prefer the 3 bedroom premium, bigger one. This one actually, everything you need a 3 bedroom. You have your bomb shelter, you have one extra WC over here. There's a study, and the kitchen is actually quite big. You got a yard over here also. The yard also comes with the window over here, which means that you can actually hang your clothes over here if you want to. Rooms fit queen size bed, long living room with a dry kitchen and also a space for dining, 6-seater, and you have privacy because the door comes in from here, doesn't immediately look into your unit.
Yep.
For room wise, for the common room, both can fit queen size bed. The master bedroom is also quite spacious, comes with master bath over here, and comparing to the other layout, 1023 square feet, there's only a difference in 10 square feet. So it depends on the facing. So for stack 11, it depends on the facing. The only difference that I can tell is the foyer over here. So both also offers you privacy because it doesn't immediately see into your living room. But the thing over here would be where the stack is located. So this is actually located in stack 3, which is over here, facing Infinite Studios. And then this will be stack 11, which is over here. So before we choose these two layouts, let us show you the 3+ study first. So over here, this is the 3+ study, which is stack 12. So stack 12 is the one with the unblocked view that's facing towards Bloomsbury. So for this one, it actually is quite similar to the 3-bedroom that we have just showed.
But the study is bigger.
Yeah, the study is bigger. So this study you can convert into a walk-in wardrobe also if you put the door over here.
Yeah.
And there's a window as well. If not, you can use it as a study, or you can even use it as another room. So the study is big enough to fit a single bed, so it can be a 4-bedroom compact, a small 4-bedroom. And our top choice would be actually this one because of the view, and we feel that because the difference in the size is only about 30 square feet. So 30 square feet is about 60 over 1,000. We would prefer to get this 1055 because at this size, there's a good chance that the future buyer is going to be buying for own stay also. I don't really see a lot of investors buying this kind of size to rent out lah. So it's quite rare. So with that said, we feel that the 1055 square feet is our top choice for the 3-bedroom. Next, so just now you asked me, Bloomsbury still got 4-bedroom units, so Hudson 4-bedroom can buy or not? So if you look at this, I want to first explain how come Bloomsbury will still have the 4-bedroom. First is, if you go to a lot of projects, you will realize that a lot of the projects, the 4-bedroom and the 5 bedrooms are the last to sell. So if you look at Tembusu Grand, right, launched in 2023, OP in January 2026, you can see that the real traction of the units actually come when it's close to the end of the construction period. You can actually see over here there is actually very little movement, but when it's close to TOP, then the traction start to come. And majority of these units are the big unit types. Same thing for Grand Diamond. Launched in 2024, estimated TOP 2027. And right now we are seeing that the units are starting to move. And a lot of the units are again the 4-bedroom and the 5-bedrooms, the bigger unit types. And same thing for Claiborne as well. Nearing the TOP, the units start to move already.
So why do you think that the 4-bedroom only come later on?
Because a lot of these buyers are actually on-stay buyers, right? And for 4-bedders and 5-bedders, there's a high chance that they will need to sell their place before buying.
So usually they will sell and then they will buy and then they wait for the TOP and they will just move in.
They don't want to wait so long and they don't want to rent so long also ma. So they can plan the timeline very well. There's a chance that they don't even need to rent because they can wait for the TOP. But that one you really have to plan it very well because TOP can be delayed as well. On-stay buyers, they try to minimize the rental period. So they buy closer to the TOP. And also because when it's closer to TOP, they are already spending so much money to buy all these units, right? They can roughly see how the project looks like from the outside already. So it's easier for them to visualize and to make the decision. And if we compare it to the situation now in Hudson and Bloomsbury, so Bloomsbury got a lot of units over there. The pricing wise, we can see that Hudson is quite comparable to Bloomsbury. If we compare the level to level, Hudson is maybe like $20 more expensive in terms of PSM. But the question to ask whether you should buy Hudson or Bloomsbury, first thing is the prices are so close, but you don't have to worry that one is going to be better than another. The next thing to ask yourself is that which one is more suitable for you? If today you're an on-stay buyer, would you rather buy Bloomsbury or Hudson?
I will choose Blooms because Blooms actually earlier till I need to sell my place to move to the new place to buy Blooms. So I think the time is shorter than if I go for Hudson.
The waiting time and the rental period is shorter. So if your situation is this, then the Bloomsbury might be a better choice for you. But if you are an investor, you want to buy the 4-bedroom to rent, which one is better? If you are buying for investment, then I would say that Hudson is a better choice for you because the TOP is later. It actually allows you to clear the 4 years seller stamp duty period. Even if when it TOP, your seller stamp duty period is still not up, the period of time of the vacancy is still shorter than Bloomsbury, because if Bloomsbury is going to be TOP in 3 years and Hudson Place is 4 years, then Bloomsbury 4-bedroom honestly is going to give you a lot of headache. So Hudson will be the better choice because Hudson TOP will be later. It will help you clear your SSD, and even if you cannot clear your SSD, the period of the vacancy is lesser, but at least you can sell your unit to the next buyer as a new unit without anyone staying inside. And this will give you an advantage in the resale market lah. Unless you are buying for rental, then you already decide you want to buy, you're going to rent for a few years. It depends on bedroom, the entry price, and also which project will allow you to have. Because if interest rate is very low, go for something that is TOP first, so that you can fix the low interest rate and then you can rent it out to get a higher rental income. But if the interest rate is very high, then I rather you then I rather you choose the project that is going to be TOP later because it's still in construction stage and your drawdown is not as much. It really depends on your situation. You have to decide what is the best option for you. If you don't know how to decide, you can always contact us and we will actually help you to analyze. Next, 4-bedroom analysis.
So for 4-bedroom itself, we have 2 stacks of 1152 square feet. Both of them look quite similar. Basically, we have our wet and dry kitchen, and then we also have our yard. I think both of the units are quite similar, so maybe we look at the facing.
So it depends on the facing that you want to buy. But we have another layout, which is this 14321 that is good.
Why we say it's good? Because got private lift. It's hard to come by, but anyway, we have a private lift. And then of course, the dining area is really huge. You can see we actually can put 8-seater. Even you want to put 10-seater, also possible. Basically, in the living hall area behind us, we have this sexy room. So this sexy room, actually, you can just bring it downwards, so you can have a bigger living hall area if you want. We have our 4-bedroom with a bathroom beside us. Then bedroom 3, bedroom 2, same size. And then for master room itself, we have a small walk-in wardrobe.
This layout is actually quite good. So if you ask us, these 2 layout will be buying based on the facing. These 2 layout also quite similar, also buy on facing. I feel that it's very rare to have a 4-bedroom that can actually fit a 8 to 10-seater over here. So I think this layout is quite good, but of course you have to consider other factors. With that, we have come to the end of our project analysis, and I hope that you have enjoyed our video. And if you enjoy our video, please help us to subscribe, share and like. So that's all for today, and we hope to see you very soon for our next video, and goodbye.